So much heavy corruption is coming up that many times there's no way for us to ignore it. News that's been making waves. Flavio Bolsonaro, for example, is there. In Israel, he was received as a head of state by Benjamin Netanyahu. They already consider him the new president of Brazil. Overseas, Flavio is already seen as the president of our country, and that's really good. My friends, it's wonderful because the campaign is going to be tough. They're going to do all kinds of evil, all sorts of outrageous things. We have to be prepared for everything, and this year the situation will be more comfortable. Because there are so many things they have to worry about right now that, look, it's going to be tough, even for them. I'm going to show you everything here, because there's still Milei. Milei humiliated Lula. They asked him, "Do you have the courage to name your dog Lula?" He said, "Let's show you the answer here. Hit the like button, come join our family, leave your comments. Don't forget not to turn on the notification bell. No, because then you'll get all our video notifications." So, my friends, before we start, I want you to take a look at this image here. You can see it's me and Adriles. Look at how big my face was. Just look at the size. This other video here that I made for TikTok was about 5 or 6 months ago. Look at my double chin. Look at the size of my face. Look how swollen I was. 20 kilos heavier. 20 kilos heavier. Now, I want you to take a look at this other image here. You can see it, guys. Slim Fever, this product here that I advertise on the channel, here on our channel, it's official, okay? It's official. It's the place with the biggest discount because I have a partnership directly with the owner of Slim Fever. Why? It was through this little product here that I managed to lose 20 kilos. 20 kilos. I was 105 kilos. Today I'm 85 thanks to Slim Fever. So, if you're thinking about going on a diet, we know that at the end of the year, at the beginning of the year and all, you want to stay in shape. I use Slim Fever, which is a little powder. You put it in water, stir it, and it gives you that feeling of fullness, you know? And you'll be able to lose inches. If I could do it, why can't you do it too? So, it's a great product in the fight against obesity. For us to lose weight and look good, it's an excellent opportunity. All the results are here. All the results are here. A few months ago, 20 kilos. I'm living proof that I managed to lose weight. I made a direct deal with the Slim Fever supplier. You won't be able to buy it at our price anywhere else. This is the best deal on the entire internet. So the link is right here, just below. Don't miss this chance. Lose weight, get slim, and look great. Your quality of life will improve. The link is below. Check it out. In Israel, Flavio Bolsonaro is already being treated as the future president of Brazil. It's getting a lot of attention. Flavio's presence was wonderful. His participation. Look at that image. You can already tell that Flavio isn't here to play around. There's Eduardo, there's Paulo Figueiredo, there with Benjamin Netanyahu. What a wonderful thing. What a beautiful image, my friends. It's just too beautiful, right? Zanato's fight. And he's going to be the president of the country. He will be. He spoke here in English. I'll try to translate it for you, speaking. Because he went there and humiliated Lula in front of the whole world, called Lula an anti-Semite, which he really is. He's persona non grata. He can't set foot in Israel. Lula and Flavio said here,
"Suffered a deep moral failure. Let me be very clear."
Let's start there. Flavio knows how to speak English. Lula barely knows Portuguese. Look at what he says here about Lula. Brazilian politics has suffered a deep failure. Let me be clear, of course, Lula is anti-Semitic. This isn't a slogan or an exaggeration. This is based on his ideas, his advisors, his words, his actions. The main architect of Lula's international policy, his chief advisor, Celso Amorim, wrote the preface to a book that praises Hamas and presents it as a normal political group. Look, Lula considers Hamas the Workers' Party of Palestine. Hamas is not a resistance group. Hamas is a terrorist organization, the same group that killed innocent Israeli families on October 7th. This shows that what we see today is not an accident. It's not a mistake. It's an ideology. This ideology doesn't just stay on paper. It becomes government action. At the beginning of 2023, the Brazilian government allowed warships from Iran, a regime that clearly and openly calls for the destruction of Israel, to dock at a Brazilian port. Do you remember that event after the massacre carried out by Hamas on October 7th? While Israel was still mourning its dead, Lula rushed to accuse Israel of acting violently and unfairly. Folks, we remember, right? This guy is wicked, isn't he? Our people can't wait to get rid of this gang that has taken over Brazil. When Brazilian citizens left Gaza in November 2023, Lula used that moment not to condemn Hamas, but to attack Israel. Starting in 2023, Brazil repeatedly voted against Israel at the United Nations and in other international organizations. In February 2024, Lula crossed a moral line by comparing Israel's actions to the Holocaust, an anti-Semitic statement that insulted the Jewish people, and minimized the worst crime in human history. Brazil then recalled its ambassador from Israel, suspended military cooperation with Israeli companies, supported false allegations of genocide against Israel in international courts, and refused to approve a new ambassador to Israel. These are not isolated mistakes. They form a clear and intentional pattern. Ladies and gentlemen, I speak today not only as a senator, but also as a candidate for president of Brazil, applauded by everyone who was there. We get outraged when we start to remember the atrocities that Lula has already committed against Israel. But everything has meaning, my friends. He is simply an anti-Semite. And still that rises against the Holy Land. This year we'll see. We'll see. I want to show you a gift I got from a friend in Israel. Look at this. This is a gift I got from our friend Michael from Israel. It's very beautiful. These are stones that are nearby, right? I'm gonna send him a big kiss. They're close to the place where Jesus Christ, our Father, walked and all that, right? They're even anointed with their oil, right? I got this there. It's a great gift that I keep here on my desk to always bless us here, my friends. These little stones here, look, these little stones here are close to the place where Jesus walked through many places. Look. It's really cool, guys. This gift I got is amazing, right? The energy and holiness grow stronger near their original source. This fragment was taken from the surroundings of Jerusalem, which was the starting point of God's creation. Jerusalem is the 0 point of creation and the center of the universe. This rock was bathed in the pure oil from the ancient centuries-old olives of the Valley of Galil. It's really beautiful here. Look how cool this is. What a great gift. We were going to put it here on the channel. He thought about selling it, but the problem is the tax. Some little stones here have a really big meaning for us. Lula basically made everything impossible. He's a scoundrel, a crook, with all the taxes he's been putting in, right? But here, Millet was informed about the new polls that show Flavio as the favorite. Look at that. The president of Argentina is following the electoral situation in Brazil. His advisors were thrilled when he overtook Inácio. Now, it's 48 to 41, right? The whole world is watching Brazil. The time hasn't come yet for us to get rid of these wrongdoers, right? They've taken over our nation. But we're gonna make it there. Milei and Trump both signed the Peace Council adhesion. Milei signed already. Lula is panicking because he knows he'll have to oppose his friends, Hamas. That's when this interview will get serious. When asked if he would name one of his dogs Lula, Javier Milei said he loves his dogs too much to insult them like that. Look at that.
A lot to do.
It was an eloquent defense of free trade, which I should note few others do. But next door to you, you have Brazil, where I think it'd be fair to say there is a much more Keynesian approach with your friend, or not that friend. President Lula, he's up for election this year. What about mending that relationship with Brazil? Is that a priority? Or do your dogs just bark every time you mention him?
He said, look, everyone laughed. If the dogs bark whenever you say that name, Lula, which is simple.
Calling one of your dogs Lula?
Are you going to name one of your dogs Lula?
I'd never name it that.
I never name a dog after anything from the left. I love my dogs too much to.
I love dogs to insult them.
That's,
Because they have...
That's why they're named after liberal economists. Ryan Newton, Friedman, Robert Lucas Jr. and...
Conan.
Who is the barbarian warrior? The dog. Look how cool my cat is. His name is also Conan, right? My cat, who sometimes, every now and then, if he comes by here, is also Conan.
It's really cool like that.
But other than that, we have an adult relationship. I mean, this isn't some kind of battle. You said cool here, right? My kitten is also named Kona. I got one. I got a little pet as a gift. Now a puppy. It's been many years since I had a puppy. My friends gave him to me. I'm trying to find a name for him. I've already thought about Patriota Brazil. Rock from Rock, not bad. Leave a name, a name. What do you guys think? Let me see here so we can give him a name. Write here what you imagine to give this cute little puppy a name. I love animals, I really do, right? I found it interesting, so I wanted to tell you and ask for your help. Write here what name you think I should give to the little puppy I got as a gift from my wife, right? I still haven't been able to think of one. I'm not thinking about Patriota and such, but the name is too long. I'm thinking about I'm here. Leave your suggestion here. Okay, is that it? Flavio is the next president in Brazil. It will happen, okay? I'll be back tomorrow. Stay with God, and remember to subscribe and comment.